podcasting what hasn't been invented yet, but in 30 seconds it will be. It's ReShoot, baby.
I hate it.
Welcome to ReShoot, amateurs in no suits. Too many movies to explore. Ruthie, Hector, and Ed, laughter till the end. Let's see something never done before.
Not the movie, the open.
Hello.
Thanks.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to ReShoot, an amateur's guide to gooder film. We take movies we like, dislike, just
Something in
whatever,
between.
and we just try and fix them, make them a little bit more fun. Subjectively, no. Objectively, yes.
Yes,
All right.
definitely objectively.
100%.
100%. So,
Source, my mom.
Yeah. I am your host, Ed. Or Eduardo, pick one.
I'm your host.
Are you forgetting your name?
That pause.
I'm your host. Loopy.
Loopy.
Looper. I don't know.
Today, Hector is loopy.
John, Joe.
I'm Looper.
Joe.
Looper. God damn it. I regret
His name's
this.
Joe. His name is Joe.
There's a bunch of loopers.
Wait, but is he old Joe or young Joe?
You
Huh?
look like a real Joe.
Thank you, Ed. I think that means I look average.
Loving the side tangent,
No, that's
I'm your last host, Ruthie.
Yeah, no. You look like a real Joe. That's what Joy says to Kay in Blade Runner. Anyways. Looper!
It is a movie that exists, and now I'm going to synopsize it. The movie starts with a monologue, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Time travel hasn't been invented yet, but it will be. And in the future, murder is super bad. It's still bad now, but, don't talk about it.
How far in the future?
Well,
30 years.
You can't get away with it in the future.
It's difficult to get away with, but they do literally kill a woman, and it's fine. Anyways, so because murder is so bad in the future, they decide to send people back in time 30 years previous, and they just kill them and dispose of the body now, because it's easier to do it now rather than in the future. People who do the assassinating, the murdering, they're called loopers, because eventually they're gonna live on their lives, and then they get sent back, and then they kill themselves, technically. Not really.
They kill future selves.
They shoot their future selves. They don't know it. They killed their future selves until after. That's going to be a weird feeling. Joe has a lot of friends. They eventually leave. One day, Seth, one of his buddies, he comes up and he says, "Oh shit, I didn't kill my future self. I'm in so much trouble." And Joe's like, "I'll help you." And then he doesn't. Seth dies. He feels real bad about it. The next day, Joe's like, "Gee, I wonder what it's like to not kill your future self. You must feel like such a fuck up." And then new guy shows up. He goes to shoot him. But, oh wait, it's him. He knows. He's got that Joe look in his eye. I don't know why I'm being so silly.
No, go, lean with it.
He sees the Joe look in his eye. He goes to shoot him. Crazy Joe, played by Bruce Willis, flips around so the bullet goes straight into the gold that was tied to his back, because that's how they pay him. They just strap some metal to their back. Old Joe, I gotta clarify this now, punches young Joe, just clean clocks him right out. Yes?
You forgot the line where Wesley punched him. He says, "Wow, you're such a joker, baby," and then knocks him out.
It's Jorben time. Ed is contemplating leaving the podcast forever, audience.
Maybe this reality, I don't know.
Maybe he's gonna go 30 years in the past.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Keep going, sorry.
So young Joe wakes up. Old Joe took all of his stuff. Old Joe is upsetty. Old Joe was like, "Go take the train, just go, leave." Joe's like, "No, I'm gonna kill me, and I'm gonna get my money, and then I'm just gonna go live my life." That doesn't happen many times. The two of them meet up in a diner that young Joe frequents. Joe explains that he's back in the past. He's really upset because his wife died. He got her killed because when he got kidnapped, whatever. But there's a guy called the Rainmaker, and he's here to kill the Rainmaker 30 years in the past before he can be such a menace that he is.
Because the Rainmaker causes all this.
Yeah, the Rainmaker's causing all the trouble. They say he keeps closing the loops, but I didn't quite.
He's sending all the old people back in time like all at once, really quickly.
Ah,
The Rainmaker is closing all the loops. He's making all the loopers die.
gotcha. Because I was confused. Like, isn't that a good thing? Isn't that how this works?
Mm-mm.
No,
I mean, yes, but not like at that rate and that speed and that much.
Yeah. Anyways, so he's like, I'm gonna kill the Rainmaker and I'm gonna set this right and I'm gonna go be with, and then you can go be with my wife and everything's cool now. And Joe's like, well, why don't I just forget your wife and never like meet her and everything will be fine? And Joe
she'll
gets
be
very,
safe.
yeah. And Joe's like, you selfish bastard, even though like that is pretty selfless of young Joe. He is kind of an asshole, but he does have a point. The mob meets them at the diner. They fight. Old Joe and young Joe get split up, so young Joe can't kill old Joe. Young Joe ends up at one of the addresses that old Joe had the right information for, the MacGuffin. He's trying to find the Rainmaker kid. This is one of the addresses. Old Joe goes off to murder 2 other children in the meantime, just for funsies.
He doesn't kill the second one, though.
He doesn't kill the second one, though, but I was getting to that.
Sorry.
They really make you want to hate old Joe.
I mention it. They do a really good job of like
Get to it later.
Yeah. Young Joe meets Sarah and Sid. They live out on a farm in the middle of nowhere. They both like kind of explain their situations to each other, but not really. She shoots him with rock salt. It's not a great time. He goes through withdrawals. She helps him not die.
Not withdrawals from the rock salt, keep in mind.
No. It's not rock salt addiction. It's they have a drug called drops, like eye drops.
Yep.
You drop drug in eye, and he does that, and it's bad.
Little detail that young Joe is an addict. He's a junkie.
She helps him with that. He gets to know the family. He's protecting them from old Joe. They think it's kind of selfless. He's doing it again because he wants his money and to be left alone and not meet his wife, his future wife. Old Joe kills a kid, goes to kill a second kid, doesn't kill second kid. Spoiler alert. The mob eventually finds the farmhouse. There's a close call, but the guy, Jesse, doesn't find them. Joe and Sarah have sex for no reason.
Yeah.
Literally no reason. It's just it's a booty call. It's literally a booty call.
It was really funny because I'm like, they're about to have sex. It was like, no, they're not. And then she rings. It's about a meeting, or she's scared. And then they start kissing. I just look at her, and she just looks so disappointed.
My asexual ass, I can't tell these kinds of things. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna have a nice heart-to-heart moment, and then
it's very telegraphed when it's Blunt, right? Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
She like rolls up her little.
Yeah, she like touches
off more leg. I'm like, oh, she horny.
She needs Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Anyways, after that, Joe discovers that Sarah is something called a TK, which means she has telekinesis powers.
Because a good chunk of the population can do it, but it's only like small objects.
Yeah, like in the beginning of the movie, one of Joe's friends can like do it with a quarter, and she's like, yeah, these guys used to like flirt with me and float a quarter around, and I would use my powers to make sure it wouldn't float, which I thought was amazing. Anyways, next morning rolls around. The guy from earlier came back. He is about to kill Sarah when Sid, the little boy, sees, and he starts freaking out, and he starts lifting up everything in the room. Sarah just barely manages to get young Joe away. The house, the living room all but explodes. Everything gets thrown around. Yeah. Jesse is a puddle by the end of it.
Jesse gets eviscerated.
Yeah. Joe freaks out because that is definitely the Rainmaker. Sarah's like, please don't kill him. Joe's like, I'm gonna go kill him, bye.
And old Joe receives a new memory.
Yes.
Of young Joe witnessing this, and he's like, oh, this is the Rainmaker. And that's why he doesn't kill the second kid.
Yeah.
Ish.
That, he was also, got ambushed, but
yeah,
that reminds me.
Noticed a little too late.
Yeah. That reminds me, in the diner, old Joe explains to young Joe, every decision you make, right after you make it, I remember making it. So everything you know, I know. Or everything you see, I'll end up knowing. Which kind of comes into play, not really. Some parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Final showdown, not so much. Mob kidnaps old Joe before he can kill the kid. Old Joe kills the entire mob. Just mauls them. He goes out to the farmhouse where Joe is. Joe tries to get Sarah and Sid to safety. Third guy shows up, a guy called Kid Blue. He's not really important. He's kind of the butt monkey of the mob. He somehow survived. Immediately gets killed by young Joe.
Yeah, and also how young Joe kills him is super cool.
It is super cool, yeah. It's very, very cowboy moment.
Yeah.
But old Joe goes to kill Sarah as Sid is running back into the cane fields, because farmhouse. And it ends with, or there's a monologue where Joe's like, I get it now. I get being selfless. I see a mom dying for her son, which is something that he didn't have when he was growing up.
I see a man willing to kill for his wife.
I see a boy like going down a dark path, and he's like, it's gonna keep going over and over unless I do something. So he takes his blunderbuss, his big gun, and he puts it to his chest and he pulls the trigger. With him dying, old Joe is no longer able to kill Sarah or Sid. The two of them go home. They don't even look at Joe. They don't take.
Well, it's just that she doesn't want to.
I know it's because she doesn't want to traumatize her child, but still, like, damn girl.
She comes back later for him.
She comes back later, but
she's not an asshole about it.
And then she gets all the gold that old Joe drove in with.
Yeah. And that's the movie.
And
it'd
apparently,
be like that.
Rainmaker is no longer the Rainmaker in the future.
Yeah, he's like a good guy now. Maybe we never know. I kind of wished we had seen like what could have happened. Just like a little snippet of just like him being like a good person.
I liked where it ended.
Same.
Yeah, I think
because it's not about Sid.
I would have wanted a cyberpunk movie at that rate if we got the mob bosses and like Apple and the Rainmaker.
What is it that he says right before? He's like, so I.
No, he doesn't say anything. It's like
It's like it's going over and over like a circle, and then he's
it's like a circle going round and round, and then
sorry.
I watched.
No, he said something, so I ended it or something, and then
so I closed the loop, and then he. I think
he does not say close the loop.
It would have been such a good line.
I watched the scene right before we started recording this. It's
he
over and over, round like a circle.
Right.
Okay, it's over and over, round a circle,
or like
over and over. You know what? All right.
I just watched the scene.
Can that be my fix? Where it's just like he says, I closed the
loop,
and then he just shoots himself in the chest.
I'm not. I just saw it.
Oh my god, that's so loud. You were not. You were wrong.
Okay, I'm pausing this. Both of you dumb fucks were wrong.
So I changed it. No, I was right. He does say something.
Yes, I just paused it right before because reasons. Okay.
Yes. So I changed.
Both of you dumb fucks were wrong. It should have been I closed the loop, and then he does it. That would have been a much better line.
It was dumb. I liked. So I changed.
Well, okay, sorry, Ed, I forget. You want true cinema? It's looping time, and then he.
Yeah, I like how they don't do fucking puns with the loop or shit.
By this point, the Morbius meme is dead, and you know when the time this episode's released is gonna be even more dead. I can't wait.
Come on, Sony, you can play it one more time. Put it in one theater.
We were all busy that weekend. Sony, come on.
Yeah.
We need all the money to compete with Joker 2. God damn it. Okay, I'm not gonna go there yet.
Can I start so I can complain about stuff that doesn't matter about the movie? All right.
Do it.
Sure.
First of all, why? Okay.
Okay. Wait. First of all, we're gonna give our. Okay, I'm gonna do this thing. Our order is likes, dislikes, and then changes. All right, Ed, you can go.
Can I start with my dislikes first?
I do whatever the fuck you want.
Okay. Oh, it's not even dislikes, but like. All right, number one, if you're going to put prosthetics on Joseph Gordon-Levitt, maybe go all the way and also give him the freaking widow's peak that Bruce Willis has.
See, I didn't even hate that. I was just like, can we put some, like, some kind of like eyebrow something on Bruce Willis so that he looks a little bit more like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Like, here, let me see. Can you see? Can you see this? I'm showing this on my phone on the camera.
Yeah. What about him?
His eyebrows are
Oh,
noticeably darker in the movie than they are in real life. They look more like drawn. They look filled in. So why can't you do that for Bruce Willis? Like,
because he's old.
but old people still have eyebrows. Maybe it's a fashion choice.
I mean,
Maybe
I don't know about you, but my grandpa before he died had bushy, large eyebrows. So yeah,
if they're supposed to be
Yeah.
the same person, give them the same
Yeah.
eyebrows.
he could start a fucking tornado with those eyebrows.
Yeah. Also, I don't even know why they even did the prosthetics and all of that. Just like doesn't matter.
Make it more
the budget.
believable.
The budget was pretty small too. It was only $30 million.
Okay, so why even do the prosthetics? Why not just? They do that all the time in other movies where it's like two completely different looking actors.
No, because then you got to make the transition from younger Joseph Gordon-Levitt to Bruce Willis believable. Except the part where it's officially Bruce Willis and he still has the hair.
Yeah, he's got the
It's
long hair.
So
That's like,
hilarious, and the
Yeah.
bowling spot is so hilarious.
It's
I paused the movie to
it's so
laugh.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks fine. I just don't know why they even did it. Number 2. So the time travel. It has like 2 rules. They handled it fine because they didn't look into it at all, but still, I just don't like this kind of time travel because the time travel where you can change things if you go to the past. Because even young Joe brings it up. It's like, what do you remember this right now? Like, do you know what I'm going to say?
mhm.
And then the movie creators, I guess, said we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're not going to write ourselves into a corner here.
The guy who helped make Primer was helping make this movie.
Well, helping make it was the guy who made Primer, right? It was the main guy, right?
He was like the consultant for helping with the time travel.
Oh,
aspects.
it wasn't the guy, the guy who's an asshole.
No, it's him. He helped make it, but he's not the main writer of the movie.
Shit.
Yeah, no, he's one of the.
Why did I name drop him?
We can cut that out.
No, yeah.
We can just blurt.
You could bleep over.
No,
me.
just bleep over the
Just-
entire thing, and then why did I say
Yeah.
that?
Why did I name drop him?
Yeah, the asshole that we
Yeah.
wish we knew before we did the episode on Primer.
I didn't hate. I will say I hate to be contrarian, but I'm gonna be. I didn't hate the time travel. I know Hector didn't like it. I didn't hate it. It didn't.
What's funny also is that I remembered now that Bruce Willis is in 12 Monkeys.
Okay, no more 12 Monkeys
was
talk.
also
We
No
haven't
more
seen-
12 Monkeys talk. I want to see the movie, goddammit. Every time you talk about it, you're going to spoil
I
it.
know. Every time there's time travel involved, I always bring it up because it is one of the better ones.
But
One of
I
the
want to
better time
see
travel
it.
movies.
Stop
See,
spoiling.
now I'm gonna watch it.
Yes. So let's review it
We don't review.
next week,
We don't.
or let's reshoot it next week.
Not next week. It's Ruthie's turn. Or it's your turn.
This is my turn.
Oh, it's your turn.
No, it's my
Right.
turn.
This is my
That's-
turn.
we're
Are
doing
we gonna
12
be doing-
Monkeys.
Okay, we'll do it.
See, we're gonna
We'll
watch
do
12
it.
Monkeys, and I'm gonna look you dead in the eye and be like, I liked Looper better.
I mean, 12. The endings are okay.
Stop.
I'll stop. Yeah, what I liked about the movie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And I liked Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis in the movie. I liked their little thing. I also really liked the diner scene. It's like, I don't know why I liked it so much where they just meet up and talk about it for like 20 minutes. It's crazy.
It's
I
because we're
love
boring
it.
adults.
Where they just really slow down.
We're boring adults who like good
And,
character dialogue, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, also, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's good character dialogue. I like how Joseph is really like against it, and I like how young Joe knows exactly how to fix this situation. And old Joe's like, no. Oh, it's so funny because like let me see her, and then I'll make sure I never meet her, and she'll be safe.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like, it's telegraphed to the, like, wow, Joe's being such a dick. But when I'm looking at it, it's like, no, I think he's genuinely caring. He is still gonna kill Joe, but he's like, yeah, that's
I
fine.
don't
She's
think it was-
innocent.
I think he's just trying to get him to like just accept it so he can just kill him and get the reward. I don't think he is caring at that point. He's just being smart.
I don't know.
It didn't.
Yeah. I'm just saying, young Joe. Young Joe knew how to fix it. Basically,
Yeah.
kind of. I mean, he would never meet the love of his life that fixes him, but she wouldn't die. And also, he doesn't get her killed, really. Like they were there for him, and then she kind of spooked them.
But
and
It's like the Survivors Guild.
yeah, she spooked the
also,
mobs.
speaking from experience, when you lose someone very close to you, don't expect good rational thinkies, especially like the day after.
Yeah, no, I can agree to that.
That's true. Oh yeah, this movie takes place. This movie, literally, I mean, after Old Joe comes in, it's like
it's like 3 days
or less.
There's one. Yeah, there's like 3 or.
Oh, there's 2 nights. Yeah.
No, 3. There's the first night with the withdrawal wait.
No.
First night with withdrawals. Sex.
So first night is the
withdrawal.
The escape from the apartment. No, first night's the one before the diner.
Yeah, no, you're
Then's
right.
withdrawals.
Oh, then's withdrawals. Then the
sex.
No, then Froggies. Then Froggies with Sid.
Yes, then Froggies
then
with Sid.
Sex, then
death.
sex,
then death.
Oh yeah, Froggies happened. Okay, yeah. Okay, so 4
Do
days.
we count 6 if can we count 6 if we count
the day before with Seth?
Okay, 6. I meant 7 if we count Old Man Joe's day of time travel.
No.
Okay, 6 days.
Joe,
6 days.
Because we're following young Joe. Also,
Joe,
I like how we don't see the future a lot. We see like 3 scenes of it.
It's implied to be kind of a shit show.
Yeah, and it's also very shown. It's also very shown that in the year 2048 or whatever year they were in young Joe's timeline, it's gone to shit. There's like homeless people everywhere. They're shooting each other. Also, like, oh my god, it looks really, really terrible, bleak future, and it was, I mean, decent world building for like the one time that they drive through the city and stuff. Like, this is a decent amount of world building. I like the
22 more years, boys.
22 more years, and we'll just fucking. Oh yeah. So hold up, 24. Yeah, I thought it was 2044, right? Right.
It's 2044.
Yeah. So no, 2024. That is what's stated in the wiki.
44.
Joe was born in 2019. I did the math.
Joe was born in 2019.
We missed
He's 25.
We missed the Vagrant Wars, boys.
Okay. And didn't I see. Because the number thing that shows Sid's birthday, I saw 39. And then she said 10. Oh, the 9 was a 4. It just looked like a 9, I guess.
How old's Sid?
Oh yeah.
10.
How old is
He's 10.
10?
He acts like he's 5.
He's like 7 at most.
Oh, or she lied.
She lied. No, she lied. She lied.
Yeah,
There's no way that little kid who dolls around is
He's like 5. He's like 5. He's 5.
Okay.
She lied about him being 10. Anyways.
Okay. So keep going with your.
My bad. Shit. Her lie worked on me, I guess.
Numbers. Who is she?
Yeah. Okay. What's the point of the drugs being part of the story?
Give up drugs to become a less terrible person, I guess. No, I know the real meaning. It's like it shows the partying days. So as soon as you
I know. And yeah, like Joe's future wife fixed him, but like other than that and like the withdrawal night, like
also he only has one withdrawal and then he's good. Like he has one bad night and like it's fine now. He's better. He had some water out of a boy's sippy cup. He's good now.
I know, but like still. Anyways, I just don't understand why that was part of the story. I guess the telekinetic thing came in later, but like, I mean, he could have just not been telekinetic. It would have been even more cool to be like, oh, this kid just like single-handedly, without any superpowers, took over all the syndicates in the future, 30 years from now. Damn.
That was my fix.
Well, rip. Yeah, those are just my little nitpicks kind of stuff. Overall, the movie was enjoyable for the most part. What I didn't like, I guess I kind of went over it.
What would you fix?
What would I fix? Let's see. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but yeah, I think it'd be cooler if Sid just didn't have superpowers, if the TK thing wasn't a thing.
I mean, he was wicked smart.
He was wicked smart, and you could already see the little hints of like, this kid's a freaking psycho
Yeah.
in the beginning. He's like, I won't let that happen to Sarah. I wasn't strong enough.
Buddy, you can barely lift your sippy cup. You're fine.
Yeah. It would be kind of cool if they made the time travel where you don't change and where nothing changes, where you can't change anything.
Oh, time traveler's wife?
Yeah, time traveler's wife. But that's one of my favorite types of time travel, is where you can't change anything, which is very, very not shown in a lot of everything. Because even Primer, you can change stuff, but
Well,
they
Primer,
keep the
you don't know.
continuity. They keep the continuity, and it works with multiple timelines. But yeah, it'd be cool if it was just one singular timeline and you can't change anything. Although then I don't know how Joseph would get
Yeah,
old Joe
that's
to
the
the
reason.
diner. But if that's just what's fated to happen, old Joe would know that this is what happens. But then
Could it be a fucking Back to the Future thing where the timeline, the way I always interpreted Back to the Future is Destiny was always going to make sure that the timeline got rewritten. So
I
it's like a
guess.
loop de loop.
Oh, like when you stuff intestines back in a body, like a doctor. Sorry, fun side tangent. Did you know, surgeons, when they're like doing surgery on your intestines, they'll just like pull it out. They'll do whatever. When they're done, I'm not even kidding. They just throw it back in there. It'll rearrange itself exactly where it needs to be.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, intestines don't need to be organized very
The
much.
intestinal time travel theory.
Yeah,
Gut travel.
Huh?
Yeah,
Gut travel.
Me after Taco Bell. Let's go.
that's not
Anyway,
exactly what I'm talking about, but
Okay.
basically how it would play out is that young Joe tries to stop old Joe and just fails. And then old Joe still kills Emily Blunt, and Rainmaker still becomes Rainmaker. That would be a thing. That would be a way. I don't know if I would want to write it that way.
But then, how to, like, with the events of the movie playing out?
Yeah, you'd have to change a lot. You'd have to change
Yeah,
a lot.
because like by the
'Cause-
time with the way that it happened, like old Joe, he got his chance. He got to go away. He got his gold. Young Joe, he lost all of it. I mean, I guess we can say like, oh, he took the gold back, but I don't know. Wouldn't he still be?
well,
Would
with
he
the
still
not
have the
changing
opportunity?
things, this old Joe already failed. Because it's a loop. It's a closed circle.
so it's just two timelines that keep happening again and again and again.
Yeah, it's just the loop. This loop happens every single time, and old Joe just keeps making, like, they just go back trying to. I mean, I don't know. It would be completely different.
No,
That's
I
how it
like the
gets fixed.
idea.
What would be
But the
really
thing that the old Joe that's going to try and stop Rainmaker fails every single time, and makes the Rainmaker.
what would be interesting is if like Joe gets through his monologue and that like he's like, so I go to change it, and then the gun fails, and then Joe shoots her.
Oh, that's fucking tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a way. That was the thing that I was thinking, that it just jams. But I didn't mention it because I'm like, that's stupid. The gun jamming. That's like the.
Wait, no. I mean, if you show the gun misfiring
He
over
didn't get to
times-
clean it. Sarah almost shot him.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, I'm almost done cleaning it, and then he drops it on the dirt.
No, that would work.
And then he was like throwing the dirt around to kill Kid Blue.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That maybe show the gun just misfiring a couple times. And maybe, and young Joe, like, he has the timing down to the second. Like, he's put, like, on the contract kills that he does, he pulls the trigger right when they show up. He's pulling the trigger before they show up. Like, the buckshot is in the air as they pop into existence.
Can you imagine how many times he must have practiced that? Like, bang! Hits the dirt. Shit! Then the guy pops up like,
Well, he has the stopwatch to perfectly time, and he probably just waits until a
yeah, but
certain
like,
second to put it in his
you think
pocket,
he,
and then he has it timed perfectly to just boom.
you think
But
that
yeah,
happened overnight? No, I'm imagining there's a couple misfires where the guy's like, what? And
yeah,
then his
yeah.
shoot him again.
And I'm saying, like, during that whole montage of him like
Yeah.
shooting a bunch of people, maybe a couple times it's just like he just jams and like cocks it again and shoots again, just very slightly. And that's another thing, is that a lot of the things like the exposition dumps in this movie. Jesus Christ. Oh, they could do without it. A lot of it. That's just like, because the one way they dealt with it well was the TK thing, where they just brought it up in the beginning, and then, oh yeah, like, she can TK, and even then I'm like, oh, is he telekinetic? Is the kid telekinetic too? And yeah, he's just super powerful. Yeah, that's the only time they dealt with it how they should have. Every other time they had to exposition dump the explanation for a lot of things, which is not good. And the diner scene also had a bunch of exposition dump, but
I'm fine with
was-
the diner
yeah.
scene.
The diner, it feels less like an exposition dump because it's like, it is old Joe explaining exactly why.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That there is like good
It's not for the
character
audience, it's for
interaction.
Joe.
Yeah, but there's a decent amount of exposition dump. I can't remember exactly, other than like the beginning of him explaining the world, which I guess is fine. I guess. Also, how is he narrating if he's dead?
I figured he's just a dramatic bitch in his own head. I know I am.
Oh yeah,
His ghost is just.
I saw it, so I changed it.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe
I
he
closed
just
the
like.
loop.
It's Looper.
I'm going to leave. Yeah. But exactly how I would fix it, I guess.
You just said.
Yeah, just no, he can't change anything. And
Okay.
every time old Joe goes back, he thinks that I'm the one who can change it. I'm the one who will be able to change it. But they never do.
I'm not gonna kill the kid as soon as he gets
And yeah,
back.
and yeah,
I'm killing a
maybe,
kid.
and maybe young Joe, like, yeah, he tries, and then it jams, and then it takes him a second, and then old Joe shoots Sarah, and then he's just like, shit. And then he doesn't shoot himself, because then he's gonna be like, I'm gonna fix this.
I won't kill that kid.
No, they're trying to kill the kid, and they always fail to kill the Rainmaker.
No, like,
No, young Joe.
No. Young Joe's like, when I grow up, I'm not gonna kill the kid. And then as soon as he jumps back, he's like, I'm not gonna kill one kid. I'm gonna kill 2, maybe 3, if I'm feeling like it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, they all try to kill the Rainmaker kid, Sid as a kid, but they always just end up shooting Sarah instead. And Sid always gets
like
away.
he's trying to avoid
Yeah,
killing.
I'm gonna be the one who kills Sid, so the Rainmaker doesn't happen, because he failed. He still shot Sarah, and every single time it just plays out almost exactly the same, where the Rainmaker is an eventuality. It will, like, I am inevitable.
Gotcha. Now
That's what
I'm
Thanos
picking
does,
up
by
what
the
you're
way.
putting down.
Yeah,
I know. And then
like,
Bruce Willis will go like,
every single young Joe that, like, the gun jams, old Joe killed Sarah. He's like, well, I guess whatever. And then later on, Rainmaker happens. Like, no, I'm gonna be the one who makes the Rainmaker not happen, because they all will grow up to old Joe, fall in love with the same woman, and then be just as cynical and just as not good thinkies every single time. I like those kind of time travel movies where you can't change anything, because it's always just a gut-wrenching thing. It's just like, damn it. Yeah. That's how I would do it. I'd keep the diner scene because that's cool. Because old Joe will be thinking, maybe old Joe doesn't completely understand time travel. It's like, maybe he'll actually stay away this time. Young Joe will actually stay away this time. Because they all think, like, I'm going to be the one who actually does this correctly. But they don't.
Okay.
They never do.
That's
They
good.
always fail. They always somehow end up killing Sarah. But overall, the movie's pretty okay in general. There's not much to fix of the general movie. Next.
Ruthie, you go.
All right. Likes. I liked it. I liked the premise. It was interesting. When I heard what this movie was and what was it about, what it was about, I expected a completely different movie. I'll just jump right in. I'll tell you, I was expecting a Home Alone, Die Hard style movie, not just because of Bruce Willis, but like old Joe is coming into the past to kill this kid, right? Young Joe thinks, "What the fuck? That's weird. I don't want to do that." Again, I didn't know he was in the mob. So he goes to young Sid's house and Sarah, and he's like, "Hey, so like my future version is gonna try and kill you. May I stop that, please?" And they're like, "Why the fuck are you asking? Please don't let him kill my son or me." And it's basically like a puzzle, or like I don't know how to, like they're trying to devise traps that would stop a very smart, or not just a very smart man, but a man who remembers exactly how to get through these traps if Joe is the one who sets it up.
Oh, that's interesting, actually. Because he would know, like, yeah, everything I do, he will
If
have a
Joe
memory
planned
of.
it out, if Joe was any part of the stuff, then
So
old Joe knows.
I just
That's
thought of a way
interesting.
to like accidentally ruin the premise.
Hide him in the closet the entire time.
Oh, that's even better. No. Give him a concussion while they're making the rest of the plans.
I mean, that would be fun. That would be funny. Like he walks in like, shit.
Make
Hit
it
him with the frying pan.
Make it a dark comedy though at that rate.
Looper 2, Electric Boogaloo. I like the world building. I liked the aesthetic of the 50s Greasers vibe with the like future flying stuff. I don't think that the Greasers are exactly the right fit for this movie, but I like that they tried it. You know what I mean? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky.
I actually didn't find it jarring at all. And I just
What?
didn't even, like, recognize that it was, like, the whole greaser aesthetic.
Well, it's not that it's jarring. It's just like, oh, hey, I noticed these little details and I liked it. Personally, again, I'm kind of dipping into my fixes, but who cares? I think it would have fit better thematically for the world that they were building if they made it like a future, but make it Great Depression style. Like the cabbie hats, the hats like Hector wears all the time.
What hats?
Your hat.
Oh,
Hat?
yeah, the yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
you know exactly
The
what.
brown hat I used to wear?
Yeah. So like those kind of hats, kind of the like simpler dresses with aprons.
The one, have you seen Moon Knight?
Yeah.
The one Jake Lockley has at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, that hat.
Yeah.
Like those kind of hats, like dresses with aprons, kind of more like simpler, like noticeably simpler because everybody's fucking poor.
Yes.
Kid Blue just kept reminding me of Gary Oldman from Fifth Element, so I kind of giggled every time he was on screen. Like I was just expecting him to be like, "Joe, where are the stones? The stones, Joe." And my accent for Gary Oldman, my impression of him is way better than Fifth Element. Our Fifth Element episode.
No.
Let the record show.
Yeah, no, it's better.
Stones. He says stones.
Wasn't there a hint?
Stones.
Someone, I can't remember where I read this, but I was looking stuff about the movie afterwards, and someone was saying, like, Kid Blue might have just been the gang leader of that time.
The only thing that makes me think that's not the case is Kid Blue had a southern accent and Abe did not. If they had the same
That's
accent,
true.
I would be like, yeah,
That's
definitely.
true.
Could Abe have just been faking the accent? Also,
The American accent?
Is Kid Blue smart enough to fake the accent?
He's a lot
though?
smarter in the future. He's just a dumb young dipshit or young hotshot in the past. So that kind of I don't know. I'd like to subscribe to that theory.
He isn't in the future.
Well, again, that's with your interpretation of time travel, where it's like, all continuous loop. If we're going with the movie's logic,
Well,
they couldn't.
young kid Blue died.
Yeah.
Oh, but I guess yeah, since he
Yeah.
can change stuff.
Yeah.
I hate that time travel.
At least with little details in the world building, like the world, it was a lot more show don't tell. Like Joe didn't tell us everything sucks. He told us like his mom sold him to basically into slavery when he was a kid. Everybody points guns at each other. Everything kind of just sucks. I don't know. They did a good job with the world building. Show don't tell.
Yeah, they call homeless people vagrants.
Yeah.
And then there's Vagrant Wars, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah,
I kinda
whatever the
wanna-
hell that was.
What is that? I want to see that movie too.
The
I'm very
Vagrant
curious
Wars.
what the hell that means.
Number 2 Vagrant Wars.
I'd watch it.
My last and this is like my big one. The one that's probably the most the biggest thing. This is my takeaway. What I really liked about this movie is it did a really interesting job. Not necessarily making assholes justified assholes, but making them complicated and understandable. They're still assholes. Old Joe is killing kids, but you can see why he's doing it. Young Joe, he's an asshole, but you can kind of see why an upbringing like his and the life he leads makes him an asshole. But you can still kind of get it.
Agreed. No one's just an asshole.
Yeah. Dislikes. This is more of a nitpick, my first one, but I'm still going to say it. The first time we see Joe shoot a dude, he's got that tarp set up really nice, and then the body immediately flies off of it. You know, with all the blood and DNA and stuff. The dude's going to notice. The dude's gonna notice it.
Yeah. That's right.
Like, half the time, the body just flies straight off. Get a bigger tarp, dude. You're a murderer. Not only that, you're a professional murderer. Bruh, that's half the job.
I was definitely thinking about that, too. I'm like, wait, he's just he flew. Yeah, he's off the tarp. Like, bro, come on, set it up better.
Tarp game week.
We kind of mentioned it earlier. I again, a little nitpick. They could have done a couple more things to make old Joe and young Joe look more like the same Joe instead of noticeably slightly Bruce Willisy, noticeably slightly Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The two of them don't look alike, and there's just little things I don't know, they did the eyebrow thing with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I found that weird. Maybe that's just a fashion choice that young Joe makes, so I think maybe Bruce, he just still does his eyebrows. I don't know. I don't like it. It bugged me. Another thing that bugged me was the subplot between Sid and his mom, where it's she's not really my mom, she's a fake mom. No, he doesn't get it. He says I'm not his mom, but I really am. Why do we need this? Why does this
Why does this exist?
Yeah, the only reason I see this being a thing is because they were oh, well, when Sid gets angry and he throws a temper tantrum, he starts saying you're not my mom, and then that makes it really hurtful to Sarah. But kids say shit I hate you. They don't have
brutal shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kids will say I hate you and still not even mean it.
I feel like the best ages for kids saying shit is 6, 13, and 16. They're the worst.
Yeah. Or 8-year-olds. 8-year-olds are horrible. I love I have kids. I know kids that are I have my godbrother is an 8-year-old right now, and he is a very sweet boy. Tiernan, shout out. I love you. Don't listen to this episode. But 8-year-olds hurt.
Savages, all of them.
Yeah. Speaking of Sarah, the sex scene. Why? Why does this need to be a thing? Stop.
Because she was thirsty, bruh. You don't just go to bed one night and you're damn.
I don't know. It just felt like forced characters getting to know each other, just like in Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange didn't fake a sex scene, force a sex scene, though. Good lord.
I mean, if it forced a sex scene in that movie, I'd be very uncomfortable.
Sirens, yeah. I know. I'm just saying, you can force some bullshit character development another way without yucky sex. Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, thanks, bye. The sex scene in this was extremely tame.
It's incredibly tame. I'm just offended that they
were
threw this in
kissing. They
there.
lay on the bed, fade to black, and then it's over.
Yeah.
And then it's like after they're still clothed. I'm like,
Yes.
whoa, this is an R movie, right?
Kinky.
One of the
I mean,
better
there were
scenes.
and there was
Yeah.
only one scene of like boobies. That's it.
And
No, two
Boobies.
scenes. Two scenes.
What?
There's the scene where he's walking to the strip club thing and there's a bunch of women.
and there's all those boobies.
And
And
there's
then there's the
boobies.
scene after
What?
Seth dies.
I missed
Yes, there
all
were-
those
we
boobies.
saw-
There was like
full-
two pair
full-
of boobies.
Yeah, there was two
There-
boobies. Full nippy.
I missed all those boobies. Damn.
Wait,
Gotta
you
rewatch.
missed like two pairs of boobie.
So there's only 3 pairs of boobies in this entire movie.
Yes.
F tier.
We just if only it also gets a F minus for no hanging dong.
That's true.
Have you seen the first episode of season 3 Boys?
Have you seen any?
We haven't
Time
seen
Travel-
Boys.
Or what? No, what was it? Was it Time Traveler's Wife? No, Chernobyl. Chernobyl has hanging dong.
Chernobyl has hanging dong?
A lot
Yeah.
of
I
it.
don't remember that
Yeah.
at all. don't
The
remember that
miners.
The miners.
They don't have any fans. So
With
they're
an
like,
E, not with an O. An E.
No, the miners are digging a tunnel. The adult men who professionally dig
Yes,
are digging
I
a
was-
tunnel. They don't
I-
have fans, so they take off all their clothes, and there are several penises
And
just
they're like,
dongling
yes,
about.
we you don't have fans, we mine like our forefathers did.
But yeah, for new listeners, theme of the podcast: I don't like sex scenes, especially when they're done like this. I don't care if it was tame. I don't think it should have been in there. There was,
Yeah, especially when it just didn't make any sense for
Yeah.
it to happen.
The only really good sex scene is Fight Club, and I'm not going to tell why because Ruthie hasn't seen it.
the famous quote.
No, not that reason. There's a few sex scenes, I think, but there's like a sex scene and an aftermath of a sex scene.
I haven't been fucked like that since grade school.
That's the aftermath of the second sex.
You know, in the original line, she was supposed to say high school, and then the censor board was like, change that. You just have to change it to anything else, and it'll be fine. So she says that, and because the way that they worded it, they couldn't.
Yeah.
Change it again.
Grade
Fun
school,
fact.
right? She says grade school, right?
In the
Yeah,
original,
yeah.
yeah. Instead of high school, it's grade school.
Also, she didn't know what she thought. She's English, so the actress was English, so she thought grade school was like
A lot
another way
older
of-
than it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why Tyler's is like.
yeah.
Okay, fixes. I already told my first two. Makeup on good old Bruce. My original interpretation. On to the actual stuff. I know that not everybody in like a place has the same accent. I know that. But the amount of accent variation was kind of weird. Even especially in the Emily Blunt vicinity, she did like half southern, half not throughout the movie. She kind of like flip-flopped. And like I get it. You know. I don't know. I would have given everybody like a southern drawl boot camp before we started filming.
They have accent coaches.
So it's fine when the original Suspiria does it, but when
No, that was just entirely different dubbing.
I know, I'm just goofing.
No, I think it would have been better if they just gave everybody southern accents.
I haven't seen the original Suspiria.
The original Suspiria was filmed in Europe, where not everyone spoke English. They spoke like German, Swiss, Italian. So they would just perform the lines, and then people would dub it in English after. And the lip flaps don't always match.
I would love to see the unedited version of that movie, like undubbed.
That would be fun. Okay, I think I also mentioned this earlier. Greaser aesthetic, all well and good, but I think the Great Depression but future vibe would be a lot better than Greaser futurism. Because from what we know about the world, the cops are either non-existent or working for the mob. There's no safety net for people in poverty. People literally just ride trains for shits and giggles to lead their bad lives. No one has steady work. No one has trust in their community, and there's high crime rates. I'm kind of surprised that Rian Johnson went for Greaser instead of this, because Greaser, it was like a 50s counterculture. But what is the culture to counter? That's the only culture that we see the entire movie.
Sometimes you just like an aesthetic.
It's a good aesthetic, but like...
No, I get
needs
it.
Things.
For context, everyone, Ruthie's like, I love her dearly. She's a huge history nerd.
push up invisible glasses.
Yeah, I'm just gonna excuse it as Ryan Johnson makes some strange decisions sometimes.
Again, this is like more of like a nitpicky thing, but
He-
if you want to like keep the theme, it's got a good theme going.
He made James Bond speak like Foghorn Leghorn. I forgive him for everything.
True.
Everything.
True, yeah. Fair
Glass
point.
Onion is the next one.
I'm so excited.
Okay,
And the third one's already greenlit.
I'm excited.
nice. Okay. The sister or mom thing. Or like who's Sid's real mom subplot. Throw that right out. It means nothing. As I mentioned, like kids can just like scream I hate you. It doesn't have to be for some complicated Freud reason. Now you might be wondering, Ruthie, but how does that change the plot? Answer, it doesn't. Here's what happened. Sarah got pregnant. Oh no, but she decides to keep the baby. Oh yeah. She gets like, I don't know, PPD or something. Anyways, whatever happens, her sister decides to come move in from the city and live with the two of them. And they'll be happy together. And they are. The sisters raise Sid together. Sarah, her sister, who I'm going to call Sandy, the two of them are pretty good TKs. I'm going to keep that in. I just thought I'd try my hand at it. What? It's
No.
an experiment.
No, he's like he's just doing
He's
grumpy face.
making funny faces, but it is a thought experiment. I'm challenging myself.
Fortify your mind. Keep going.
Your mind.
Keep going.
So the two of them are practicing their TK abilities. They're actually a lot stronger than like most TKs. Like we see them, I don't know, like lifting china and just kind of like not just like spinning quarters around. Like they're doing useful stuff. And Sid, like he's able to kind of do it, but he doesn't have like the finesse that they do, right? Yeah. So
Oh no, I know where you're going with this.
5 years pass. One day, a vagrant comes to the farm. Somehow, this vagrant gets inside the house where Sandy and Sid are. Sarah is able to get out of the blast radius as Sid starts freaking out. Sandy isn't so lucky. Sarah tries to use her TK abilities to pull Sandy to safety, but Sid, who can't control it, can't let Sandy go.
Oh no.
By the end of it, there's not much of the vagrant or Sid left.
Or Sandy.
Or yes, I knew I'd mix it up. Sandy and the vagrant, not much of them left. Again, it's kind of a puddle. The two, Sarah and Sid, they're horrified by what Sid did, but it's mostly Sarah. It's not that she doesn't love him, it's that she fears him enough to not forget that.
Okay.
So she's kind of nervous around him, especially like in the scene where he's like, I hate you, and things start freaking out. That's the reason she goes, I mean, same motivation as before, but like...
That's why she goes into the safe.
Yeah, a little bit more weight to it. So cue Joe emerging out of the cornfield. Sarah is freaking the fuck out because, oh great, another vagrant. A year after her sister died. The same shit happens. Joe is laying on the porch, starting to withdraw. Sarah goes to get him water. As she's gone, Sid pokes his head out. He didn't mean for Aunt Sandy to die. It just kind of happened. He was little. He couldn't control it. But now he's going to do better. He offers Joe the water. Shit happens the same. I mentioned that about, like, he just says, I hate you. He doesn't mention Sandy. So when Jesse shows up and Joe shares that night, instead of the sex scene, replacing it, Sarah goes down to where Joe is on the porch. He's, like, scouting, cleaning his gun. She's like, hey, Sid totally just told me your tragic backstory. I'm super sorry. I think that was supposed to be, like, a private moment between you two. Here's our sad shit. And she tells him about what happened to Sarah, except, you know, she doesn't want to out her son
Sandy.
as... Yes, thank you, Sandy. I'm trying. She doesn't want to out her son as being a TK psycho murderer. He was a kid. It wasn't on purpose. So when she tells the story, it's like, stuff got out of hand, Sandy died, I feel like it's my fault. It was my TK abilities, whatever. So she says, like, oh, it was my mistake that killed Sandy. Joe thinks, now wait a second, what if this Rainmaker isn't Sid? What if it's Sarah? Like, what if, I don't know, something happens to her son and she goes apeshit and starts going crazy. Like, just that thought, kind of, you see that cross his face. The next day, Jesse comes back. Same thing as before. Sid starts to get upset. Sarah sees the writing on the wall. I don't know, you can cut to, like, where she buried what's left of their bodies. Sandy and the vagrant. And she pulls Joe out just in time. And Joe freaks out and he says, I thought you did it. I thought you were the Rainmaker. And she's like, it kind of just happened. He doesn't control it. So when Joe goes to find Sid out in the cane field covered in Jesse's blood, Sid's upset because he couldn't control himself this time. I don't know. He's a kid. He's 7. Kids cry. I get, like, they're trying to show he's more mature than he is, but, like, I don't know. Have him cry. Be sad. Be human. Sometimes he's just a little too stoic at situations, and it was kind of uncanny valley.
I felt really sad when he had a little pouty face when he's covered in blood, though.
When he was covered in blood and pouty, that was sad, but, like, there were other times where it was just, like, I don't know, a little uncanny.
Yeah.
Not fully like how a kid would act.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, like, I don't know if he still wants to kill him in my version, but, like, when Sid dives for his leg, maybe have him squat down and be like, hey, I get it. You're really powerful. You can't control it now. You couldn't control it with Sandy, but you will be able to control it in the future. You can protect people. You can protect your mom. Don't worry about it. It'll come with time. So, it's showdown time, baby. Old Joe shows up, points the gun at Sarah. Sid is running. Young Joe is monologuing. But, instead of the last line, add in something else. So it's like, the loop is, like, what was the line again? Give me.
Like,
help me out.
He's going down a dark path.
He's going down a dark path. Instead of whatever the fuck he says when he points the gun at himself, it's, maybe I can give him a better path. Or, maybe I don't have to put a gun in his hand to give him a better one.
Oh, nice.
Cutting back to what Abe said when he was talking about how he changed Joe's life. Joe points the gun not at his chest, but at his dominant hand. He fires the gun. We cut to Joe. Joe goes to fire his gun. He looks down. Oh shit, my pointer finger is gone.
At that rate, the whole hand be gone.
Like, yeah, whatever. It's not there anymore. He freaks out.
Damn. Fuck, dude. That's good.
Young Joe, his hand is fucked up, but he's, like, ignoring the pain. He starts running to old Joe and Sarah, and he tells Sarah, or he starts, like, shouting to her, I'd choose you and Sid, you're my future, not her. Her being Bruce's wife. Old Joe turns in horror as he fades away. I don't know, his future, poof. Done. Fixed. The possibility of him going to China is disappearing completely. Sarah watches this baffled. Fun fact, in my mind, she didn't even hear what he said. She's just, like, adrenaline pumping, and she saw old Joe disappear. So she's like, oh yeah, fine, sure, whatever, cool. My son's not gonna die. And then she goes and turns and calls for Sid. Joe wraps his hand with his nice jacket. Sarah brings the both of them home. Happy ending, because fuck you. I'm done.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that in the movie. Like, why didn't he just, like, blow his arm off or something?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I guess he would have known because he didn't see what happened to Sid, but the Sid thing, it felt like it was building up to something, and then that didn't happen. Or like it was like foreshadowing something, but not really.
That reminds me of a popular thing that I thought of, and I guess a lot of people did on the internet. Has anyone seen The Flash, the show?
No.
I saw, like, the first 2 seasons.
So do you remember how? So Iris had a boyfriend. Iris is the love interest of Barry.
Mm-hmm.
She has a boyfriend / fiance. He's the distant relative of Reverse Flash. Eobard Thawne. So once he knows this, he literally just, he sacrificed himself the exact same way as Joe did to prevent Eobard Thawne from existing and causing a paradox to stop it.
Okay.
But I was like, dude, just
get a vasectomy.
I literally was like, just shoot your balls off, dude. Like, literally, just shoot your balls off. And then, that's my exact thought. I told my friend, he laughed. And then like years, I don't know, it got really popular because years later, someone on Reddit asked on Twitter asked the actor, why didn't he just shoot his balls off? He's like, why didn't we think of that? Anyway, sorry, I'm not trying to take away from you. I'm just realized, like, damn, you just did the exact same solution. Good job.
I don't know, maybe Joe wouldn't necessarily like poof, but it seems like that's the most logical, according to the logic of the movie.
Mm-hmm. If he chooses them, old Joe would never have had that tragedy happen to then make him go back into the past, so then he just never did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That makes sense that he just goes poof after he's like, I choose them. It'd be really, really heart-wrenching if he says that and old Joe hears him and then he just like closes his eyes. It's like the first time you saw her, and he can't remember it. And then he disappears.
No, the first time he saw her, it's like he's trying to, and the memory's like it's cutting. You see like bits of it, but when she turns and like uncovers her head, it's Emily Blunt over young Joe, like telling him he's a junkie.
Oh damn, that's a good one.
Yeah,
like it's replacing.
I just, it'd be heart-wrenching if old Joe just like the first time he saw her and then he can't remember her.
Oh, that's so good. No, I like both of your guys' interpretations.
You can have some good feels while still having a happy ending.
Yeah. Honestly, when they were having sex, I thought it was just a way to make Ojo be a bit more. No,
my god!
No, remember. Like he'd remember it. So I'm just like, oh no, Ojo, this is not good. But then, but no, that never came up. I was hoping for some little angst with that, but
if anything, the only thing like that would have made that a little bit more like, oh no, is if old Joe had seen her before and like had disregarded her earlier. He's like, that bitch.
No, maybe.
I don't know. Anyways, I'm done.
Okay. Good job, Ruthie.
Thank you.
I got chills when he disintegrated his hand. Looper. Likes. I like the acting. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, of course, he's always great.
Always a win.
Emily Blunt's pretty good. Bruce Willis surprised me. It's nice to see him kind of like, I don't know. It feels like that was his last like really great performance before his like disease really kicked in, I guess. So great job on his end. I don't know. It's nice to see. Pierce Gagnon, the kid, Sid. Props. He did a good job. He did a really good job.
He is the boss baby.
He actually is in Boss Baby.
Yeah.
I looked him up afterwards, and he was in the Boss Baby Netflix show.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a joke.
It was, but also no, it's a real thing. I was looking him up afterwards, and Ruthie was over my shoulder. He peeked. Kid peeked. I like some of the shots, although I can't name any, so I'm not gonna really focus on that one. There's some good shots. The CGI was pretty decent for a $30 million movie. Also, I got into a weird rabbit hole of looking up movie budgets. Like, Everything Everywhere is $25 million worth its budget. This movie was $30 million.
How much of the budget for Everything Everywhere was just the googly eyes?
Yeah, probably.
You know the budget for 2049?
How much?
$69 million.
$250 million.
Oh, that's less fun.
Northern was around just under 100, about.
You know, if they almost doubled, if they added like, I can't do the math. I can't make the joke. 420 million.
400.
It has to be a weed movie. The weed movie.
A Bob Marley biopic.
The Elvis
biopic. Not a Bob Marley biopic.
420 is because of
more like a pasta
that's Bob Marley's birthday.
Movie.
420 is literally Bob Marley's birthday.
Just make it like the ultimate stoner movie. Get everyone in it. I don't know.
Wait, is that?
I always heard 420 is Bob Marley's birthday.
No, that's the temperature from when I asked a friend this once. Whoa. I don't smoke weed.
All these different, because I have a different one. No, Bob Marley was born on February 6th.
Never mind.
No, 420 is because that's the temperature you have to like heat up the weed to get high.
No, that's not what I've heard. What I've heard is that it's a thing, and this is the thing that most people have heard, is that 420 is a thing some California high school students came up with because they would always say, hey, same place at 420 the time. because that's how long it would take them to get to that place to smoke weed. And that's what I heard. It was some kids in California, and then it just expanded off of that.
See, I always thought it was specifically about the date, April 20th.
No,
Like, there was something about
it's
it.
the time. It's the time, I think.
Speaking of blazing, you guys are blazing right past my likes.
Yeah. apparently.
Hey, God damn it!
What?
I was trying to segue us back onto.
Because like you guys are blazing past my likes, and then you kept going.
Yeah. No, but apparently coin is a code word by high school students in San Rafael, California.
Bruh!
I don't care.
Let me go!
I'm kidding. Go.
Well, everyone, thanks for joining our final episode of our podcast. No.
I'm sorry.
I know, I'm just messing. The Dirty Future's fun. I don't like... It's a little inconsistent. Like... I don't know, some parts looked a little more technological than others, even though it's in the same city, and by, like, too wide of a margin.
Oh, yeah, like, at the ending, like, the showdown, like, there's the little itty-bitty truck that, young Joe drives in on, and then there's the truck that Sarah drives in on, and that's, like, a modern truck.
And then it's, like, the flying one.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did the Jetsons flying noise, but whatever. I like the greaser look of the mob. I know Ruthie had some issues with it. You liked it, but you had some issues with the displacement of like the theme of greasers with it. I totally respect that. I don't know.
It's a good aesthetic.
It's a good aesthetic. The music in the Remember Her Face scene was so good. That was like the only time the music really had a chance to shine. I'm glad it was for that scene. It did a really good change. In the beginning, I was like, fuck young Joe, go old Joe. And by the end, I'm like, old Joe, no. Go young Joe. And, like, just that switch and the whole, like, how they feel about them, the tone shift, just kind of, not tone shift, the paradigm shift between the two of them is so good.
There's not even, like a full-on, like, I don't know, when I was, like, watching the movie, I didn't feel like there was, like, a full switch. It was just kind of, like, it wasn't a cliff. It was, like, a slope. It was a hill. Whereas I didn't realize I wasn't supporting Joe anymore. And then after he killed the kid, it was like, oh, wait, yeah.
yeah. No, I was like, oh, okay, I want to like you.
I don't want to watch him kill a kid, but I get why.
Bruce, just because you're a ghost doesn't mean you have to make other kids ghosts, okay? Okay, dislikes. I don't like the time travel being full of paradoxes to that extreme of a level. If you put any... I know it's just a fun little movie, and I'm trying to think of it like that, like I am. But I have this issue with time travel where if I want to think hard on it and I want to make sure it works.
You can't. You just
I
gotta
know.
enjoy it.
I know. But like, how do I say it? Like for a while I didn't like Back to the Future as much because of it. Like I know it's stupid. I know it's a fault of mine. It's just a thing. I'm letting myself be imperfect here. Am I the best of us? Yes.
Okay, may I offer a counterpoint?
Yeah, sure.
You remember, not this latest episode of Time Traveler's Wife, but the one before it.
Yeah.
When Claire asked wait, what?
I'm not caught up.
Okay, yeah. I'll give you a thumbs up when we're ready. He can't see. Okay.
Thumbs up.
I'll give you a thumbs. Yeah.
And for fans, skip to like a minute.
Yeah, I'll give a thing. Anyways, you remember when Claire was like, so you remember the entire conversation, and he's like, what, do you remember a conversation 30 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
And then they do a sax. I'm kidding.
I showed my mom the first episode, and now she's watching it also.
Armand recommended it to me. I'm like, dude, I'm already on it. You're behind.
We've gotten so many listens to Time Traveler's Wife. It doubled.
Oh, it just spiked.
Every time there's a new episode, we just get more. Yeah. It's wild.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, no, it's kind of fun.
We did that at the perfect time.
We did.
You picked the perfect episode.
It's almost like you could see the future.
Yeah, I did pick Time Traveler's Wife. Holy crap.
Okay. Kid Blue's kind of meh at the end. I really liked... What's it called? Kid Blue?
Yeah, it is Kid Blue.
I like Kid Blue in the beginning. By the end of it, I'm like, dude, just let the subplot drop. Just let the subplot drop. We're not gonna... Like, Rian Johnson, we'll forgive you. You don't have... Like, as soon as the mob thing
Yeah, he was
As
the
soon as
only
he-
person who survived the massacre.
And that could have been a good ending. Just being like, dude, look what you did. You're trying to get the congratulations, and now everyone's dead. Like, that would have been perfect. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the silver and gold currency thing. It just feels
It felt too John Wick to you.
I don't know how to say it. I think it fits perfectly in John Wick. I don't like it here. I don't know why. Ed, do you feel the same, or do you just, because you look like you're thinking?
It was it wasn't like really a currency because they just traded it in.
Yeah, but that was how Joe funded his lifestyle.
yeah,
Old Joe
but-
funded his lifestyle.
That is true. Future money, I don't know, bro.
I'm better in crypto, I guess.
Could you imagine if it was like Dogecoin? Like a coupon to redeem some Doge?
No, Ruthie, crypto just
You
tanked worse
imagine
than it's
that
ever.
it was like that Justin Timberlake movie.
Yeah. No, Ruthie, crypto tanked like harder than it ever has last weekend. That's
Good.
why. Don't say good.
I don't like crypto.
I mean, either, but like the bros are gonna come after us. What do you say?
Crypto's kind of sketch.
Yeah, no, it is.
Kinda? It's super sketch.
It is. Okay, so as cool as the telekinesis was, I think it would have been better in a different movie. I'll be honest. Like, I don't know. I love telekinesis. I love uses of it. It just didn't fit well. Didn't like the Sarah and Mom subplot. I just kind of fixed it a little. Just being... you'll see. Ruthie said that more than enough about the sex scene. Whatever, I'm not gonna... Also, how many people know about time travel and loopers in the current timeline?
Not a
like,
lot.
But
Just-
how
But
does
Sarah
Sarah knows? Also,
maybe
the building-
maybe it is well known. I don't know.
But
Sarah
also,
just-
like,
Sarah
in
just
front of
knows.
in front of the crime boss, it's like because everyone acts like it's a bit of a secret. But then when
Joe?
Joe goes to put his blunderbuss away, it's in the very front of the building.
Yeah, and it's like
Looper
blunderbusses. Yeah.
Put him here, and it's like, okay,
I mean, it's not like there's cops.
yeah. Well, it's because he owns the city, but it's just a whole thing.
Yeah.
My fixes: no TK. The time traveler works similar to loop primer rules. I'm not gonna list all the rules. There's a fuck ton of shit. I'm just gonna keep it more simple. It's the multiverse kind of aspect. You leave the timeline and you change something, you can't access the old timeline. It still exists. You just took yourself out of it and put yourself in a new one. Ed's smiling. He likes that one. Okay.
Yes, primer.
So this way, old Joe will be like, I can't bring her back, but I'll at least save her for this timeline. And he's going to go extra overkill to make sure she's safe.
Again, just tell him to go to France. Tell
Okay.
young Joe, retire, move to France. You're good now. Bye.
Ruthie, Young Joe and Yojo have been junkies for years. Do you think their brain's working at 100% capacity?
Fair. Understandable.
I
Have a nice
genuinely
day.
think. That's the only reason. Okay, Sid tries to call his Aunt Sarah Mom. She feels she doesn't deserve it, as her sister asked for help when the bandits were attacking the house, and she's like, whatever, you'll be fine. Ignored it. And then Sid's mom dies, and Sid forgives her for it, but she can't. So here's the thing. When Sid was like, I want to save the people I care about, and that's why he wants a gun, he was also building, like, a crocodile communication device with, like, the toy crocodiles.
Oh, I thought they were froggies.
Froggies, yeah, froggies. I don't know why I said crocodiles. I remember green. And I'm just like, oh, that's a smart thing for a 5-year-old to do. He understands how machines work. Oh, shit, he makes time travel. And the movie didn't go that way. So there's no TK. Sid's the one who makes
The time travel.
the time travel in the future.
That makes sense because the Rainmaker, it's like the person who... It's like the thing that makes the money. It's like the thing that builds the investment, right?
I think so. But my idea was... I'll explain at the end. So Sid, throughout the movie from Sid's there, you'll see him always building or tinkering with something. And sometimes some of them he builds a bunch of traps. They start simple, they get more complex. It's like, the watering plant or the watering robot that waters the
At the
fields?
very beginning, that
Yes.
it's never seen again.
Yes. He's the one who helped build it and make it better. Like, he's just scary good. Maybe his mom was an engineer and she was like already teaching him stuff from like very little. She made like fun games, So he starts building some stuff. He makes a bigger and bigger stuff. And then by the time Jesse comes along, I'm just going to say the sex scene's just them talking. And that maybe it's a few extra days just so you can see Sid and Joe have more connection. Like, yes, it slows the movie down, but it'd be kind of nice to just kind of let it build, do a little slow burn. He makes a net gun, like a little. You shoot it, it wraps around someone, brings them down. He doesn't want to hurt anyone, right? You see what it did to people. He tries to get the net to wrap around Jesse, but as he's about to fire, he kind of slips on the stairs. The net fires off. It wraps around Jesse's head. His neck snaps because of the pressure. Can put the thing too tight. And if people are gonna say, "Oh, he can live through that," he hits the ground, and there's a lot of blood seeping out from the back of Jesse's head. Sid runs away, feeling ashamed, and for some reason, maybe Sid talks about like this is the part I have trouble with, but I think Sid, to give more of a hint, maybe he's just trying to make it go faster and faster and faster, like faster than anyone can get to it, or something.
Like, what do you mean it?
He's trying to make like stuff like the net launcher before that. He was trying to make it go faster and faster and faster.
Oh.
Because it's like, oh, I want to make it go so fast it'll be faster than anyone. Like it'll be there before. You know, like silly kid stuff. Like I'll make it faster than it'll break through time or something, right? It'll catch. Just 5-year-olds still say stupid shit.
See, I was thinking, yeah, like I was gonna go the basic bitch route and say like, oh, if I could go back, I could save mommy. I know how to fix it.
I didn't want to say it like that.
Yeah.
Because he was already saying like I want to protect everyone.
Yeah.
I don't like it too obvious.
I know that was the only one I could.
I know,
think
but
of,
if he's
and I know
like
it's telegraphing a mile away.
I know, but even mine's telegraphing a mile away. But it's just kind of like, oh, I can make it go faster, and I can make it go keep going forever, or even backwards. I don't know. And that's when he realized this is like, oh shit, he might be the Rainmaker. And then when the rest of the movie kind of happens the same way. Sid keeps building the net launcher a little better. He dismantles it, but he's secretly building it. Sarah's just like, I don't want him to do something terrible, so I'm trying. So like, she's teaching him like math and stuff, and she's also being like, hey, don't. This is probably how couldn't think of well, but it's kind of like she's trying to instill him like I'm going to teach him to do good with his gifts.
Oh, so she's like trying to teach him like morals?
Yeah, she's just trying to teach him morals. You know, like especially after seeing the bad guys do bad things to his mom, he's like, she wants to teach him better. Like, make sure he doesn't go down some weird route.
Trying to keep him from turning into Batman?
Yeah. So, in the final fight, old Joe's about to reach Sid. Sid has his net launcher up. Maybe maybe beforehand while they're driving, you can see him tightening up the spring even more.
Jeez.
I'm not good at physics. I'm sure some engineer's going to yell at me for being like, you're being stupid. But like
I'll yell at him back.
So the same thing, and then Joe sacrificed himself, but this time you kind of see, he finally realizes, like, oh, this is what happened. Sid lives his life, invents time travel, right?
Wait, so Joe sacrifices himself.
If Joe didn't sacrifice himself, the path he sees Sid taking is Sid creates time travel.
Okay.
He offers it to,
The syndicates,
right? The reason that it seems like he took them on out of nowhere is because he just sends them. He's already set up the Looper stuff to happen. He sends the crime syndicate leaders back in time.
He conned them.
He conned them, sends them back in time, gets them shot, and by this rate, he built something bigger than he meant to, and it's that way. It's like at least the rest of this timeline is safe. And he thinks the thing is, not many people know about time travel, right? So probably he thinks, since he's a kid and he just killed off the last, this whole adventure just killed off the last of the people who actually understand time travel.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks, oh, I can just go back and fix things. Old Joe and young Joe, this is the first time they've had enough time to realize, I can't change this timeline. You're doing stuff I don't remember. I get sometimes glimpses, but that might just be because I'm adjusting to your timeline. So they're the first ones to realize this whole thing that Sid is doing is hopeless. And he doesn't want Sid to live like this. So even though old Joe's willing to sacrifice everyone to save his future wife in this timeline, young Joe's willing to be like, you know what? I'm going to take the selfless route. And then he sacrifices himself. Yes?
With your time travel rules, where it's a different branching path, like, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Young Joe sacrificing himself wouldn't get rid of old Joe.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
It couldn't happen.
I got too into it, and I no, thank you. Okay. Whoop. Let me refix that. Let me rewind through my time travel, and let me fix that. So what he does? What?
Dang.
Sorry.
It was good up
I'm
until that
sorry.
point. It was good up
It
until
was
that
good
point.
until that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No, so
yeah.
what he does is like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. So he's never risked his life for anyone else. So he runs up to old Joe, and I think they just end up killing each other. Maybe blunderbuss a gat. I don't know.
I mean, old Joe did take a beating earlier, so young Joe definitely has the advantage.
Yeah, maybe young Joe has the gun. Maybe old Joe runs out of bullets because no one ever runs out of bullets. And then he just goes up to run, and then he like punches.
Cold cocks him.
He just no. He like maybe he punches. You know how because the thing I liked, another thing I liked is Bruce Willis just does one punch to young Joe and he's out. That's how it can be in real life, right? Most fights end in a few punches. If you've watched enough street fighting videos like I do, but but you can also kill someone with one punch. So Joe gets the good hit. It's a parallel because old Joe ultimately could knock him out. Young Joe's strong enough to kill him, but at the same time, old Joe shoots him, and then they both fall down.
Yeah.
And then that's how I fix the movie.
I'm sorry.
No. I thank you. That I really do thank you. I did not. I was so caught up in this whole thing that I forgot my rule. Now I'm as ashamed as Sid is. All right, Gucci. This one's like a B.
Yeah, I like a B. I feel like B's fair.
That's fair.
C plus.
Ed, what have you been watching or reading or whatever?
Highway to the.
I want to see
danger
it. I
zone.
want to see Maverick, Top Gun Maverick.
I don't know why I got emotional at the beginning of the movie, where it's just like the jets taking off from the carrier, and like the song, and I'm like, what the
You
fuck
felt the
is this?
sweet American patriotism / recruitment ID in your brain.
You felt the same euphoria the
like,
editor did when he got his paycheck.
What?
When the editor, whoever stitched all that shit, and when he did that,
Edited.
and he saw his paycheck, the fruit of his
It
labor.
was, I don't know, because like Top Gun came out before I was born, but I've seen Top Gun several times, and I'm just like, oh my god, what is this? Anyways, it was good, really good actually. Second favorite.
What's your first?
For sure.
Everything Everywhere. Everything Everywhere.
Take a wild guess.
What, you preferred Top Gun to Northman?
Again,
Damn.
Wow.
Yes.
Was Northman not that good?
That's all we have to say. No, he liked Northman a lot.
I like Northman, just Edgar's weakest, which is not like saying it's bad. It's just his weakest because his other two are just godlike.
All right, I think that's all I have to say.
No more spoilers, please.
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick. The Boys.
I haven't seen it. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
So good. I need to catch
You
up
do!
on Time Traveler's Life. I do.
New episode. It was yesterday. Well, Sunday. I think it was Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, Obi-Wan. I still hate Obi-Wan.
I like
The
it.
show.
Okay,
Still don't
we're
like
good. Two or three. Come on. You keep
We're good.
you keep
We're not
going
friends
so
anymore?
much. Give us a time.
Yeah,
I know.
I've only got the one, and I already kind of dropped it.
What was your one?
Chernobyl. You should watch Chernobyl if you like. I don't know. You might not like it. I don't like gory stuff. Chernobyl is gory.
You like it though.
For some reason I like it. There's dicks in it though.
Because it's a true story.
It's inaccurate, but it is true.
Probably.
I have been like hyper focusing.
Mostly accurate.
No, not a lot.
Not with the radiation effects.
No, the radiation effects are greatly exaggerated. And that's not
okay. But Bridge of Death was real, which I thought was not.
And I'm saying it's greatly exaggerated. Not me, dumbass who doesn't know anything about radiation. There was a lady who was like helped with Chernobyl's aftermath. She was like, "No, it wasn't like that. No, that's inaccurate. No, they took artistic license with that." But yeah, you should watch that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been hyper fixating on radiation.
really
I can
stuff.
only watch one episode a night. It is like
It's brutal.
It's brutal. I have such a hard. I love it, but I have such a hard time with
binged
that
it.
show. Oh, I actually.
I binged that.
Ed's the masochist here.
Yeah.
Can I do one
So good.
thing I liked and then one future announcement?
Sure.
One thing I liked was I finally finished Peacemaker. Damn, that was a really good show.
The opening was so weird.
The opening, I love the
I
opening.
kept watching the opening.
The
on
John
HBO.
Cena show.
Oh,
HBO Max.
yeah, I watched the first.
It's so
episode and then I
good. No,
stopped.
Ed, keep going, keep going.
Do you really want to taste it?
Go by episode 3 or 4. You'll start to really like. The first 2 episodes are the weakest. It gets better after that. It's only 8 episodes.
Maybe.
You don't
Dude,
miss a
his
lot.
pet is a bald eagle.
Named Eagly.
Eagly.
Yes, I
Eagly's
know.
the best boy.
I know.
His dad's
is
a
evil.
fucking white supremacist. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
evil.
No, but like it's worse. It's not just
Yeah.
evil.
Keep
That's
watching.
you're underselling
It gets
it.
work.
It gets worse.
It gets worse. Yeah.
Okay.
It gets
fine.
work.
It gets worse.
Work it harder, make it better, do it
Fine,
faster, be
please,
more
I'm
racist. No,
embarrassed.
sorry,
Man.
sorry, you're fine. The feature announcement. Keep an eye. I think Armand told me July 12th. We just recorded an episode on his show where I talk about his movie. I will not tell you what it is, but it is a Nick Cage Grindhouse film, and it is.
It's wild.
It's wild. It was just me. It was a solo episode, me and
Yeah.
him. But like,
Nick Cage.
I'm not telling you what it is.
Grindhouse?
Nope.
Mandy?
Oh.
No, Mandy's well known. This is a very unknown film.
If I told you the only scene
Huh.
I looked up to watch, you wouldn't believe me.
No, it was the wildest. It was like the
And
wildest.
I'm not
going
gonna
to
say
movie.
it because it's interesting, and you should watch the episode.
Actually,
that
you know
Hector
what?
did.
I will.
Are you just gonna spoil it for Ed?
No, I'll tell them the name of the movie. I'll tell everyone the name of the movie, so that way you can watch it. If you want, you can watch it before the discussion we have. The movie is Drive Angry.
Oh,
Have you seen
I know
it?
that one. Yeah.
It's
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
bananas.
Yeah.
It's so bananas. Okay, so I don't hear. Okay, so everyone, to get some context, I didn't know what Grindhouse really was, but Armand was like, "Oh, season 4 is gonna be of Syndicate's gonna be Grindhouse," and then I was on Reddit and someone's like, "Oh, this movie is a Grindhouse film by Nick Cage," and I'm like, "Hey Armand, I haven't seen this one. Do you want to do it?" Yeah, sure. And then, holy shit, you'll get more of the story in the episode. But ooh boy, it is.
There's a movie called
Okay.
Grindhouse that I've
No,
seen.
Grindhouse is a genre. It's the opposite of Art House.
Yeah, I know.
All
I'm
right.
just saying.
Ed, what movie are you picking for next time? We're
12
adding more
Monkeys.
time travel. Cool. My next pick's gonna be see if I can pick a time travel movie for next one.
Do it.
Keep this.
12 Monkeys, it's so good. You get to see something.
Thank you, Ed.
Do we?
You get to experience something, dude. 12 Monkeys is amazing. You get to see one of Brad Pitt's best performances, in my opinion.
He
I don't
can't-
know. It's
It's
not.
so
Is it Rusty in Ocean's 11 or 12? I found this Ocean's
Yeah,
12.
No,
I found this Ocean's 12.
no.
That movie is
It's
bananas. The heist sucks
It's
though,
better.
but like the conversations are pretty good in Ocean's 12. I can't wait for Ocean's 13. Can't wait to get into it. That's
It's
a TV
so
show.
good. 12 Monkeys
All right.
is so good.
Oh.
It is
Yes.
a TV
Yes.
show,
Yes.
right? They made a 12
Yes.
Monkeys show, right? Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone. Oh wait,
Catch us next
wait,
time.
no, our thing,
12 Monkeys.
What?
our
Sign off.
sign, no, our. Please like, subscribe, give
Follow us on social media, Instagram and Twitter. We don't do Facebook.
No,
You can. We also have an email, reshootpodcast@gmail.com. I don't know. Send us a cool picture. Just find a cool picture and send it over. I don't know.
a bird.
Yeah, find us a bird.
Or just tell us your favorite frame of one
Or
of
give
your
us a
favorite
movie to
movies. I
fix.
don't know.
That works
Send us
too.
that
Or
photo.
tell us, or how would you fix the movie? Even better.
That too. Also, since we don't have a Facebook, you know what our
Yeah,
demographic
true
looks
that.
like.
All right.
Catch us next time when we reshoot 12 Monkeys. I won't have a lot
Jesus
to fix,
Christ,
but
that's
you know,
loud, Ed.
whatever. Fuck it.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Today's film was written and directed by Ryan Johnson, and the cinematographer was Steve Yedlin. Go show some love on their various social media accounts. They made a movie, which is more than we can say here.
Also, watch Glass Onion when it comes out.